Right, let's get some audio sync. Hopefully that works. Let's see how we go. Hey, Damaras. Okay. What am I missing here? Other than so many things. I need another container, and I need a 1466. Looks like we got both. Hey Carl. Hey Gustavo. Hey Ed. Yep, Charters Towers, Bug Central. Hey Vladimir and Yankov. Alrighty. Okay, so this 1466 just doesn't work, which is nice. It's always good to get those sort of ones, rather than sometimes works or nearly works. Things like that. Intermittent and ill-defined faults are the worst. But when you get catastrophic faults like caught on fire, does not turn on, and things that stay, come back here, stay constant, they're the types you want. I do wonder from a business perspective, if you threw away or you denied all the intermittent jobs, whether you'd actually come out ahead or behind. Because if you throw out the intermittent jobs, you usually end up with jobs that you can get done quicker. Yeah, I guess it depends. Luck of the draw. Okay. Okay, battery's already disconnected, that's nice. Means it wasn't shipped up here with stuff going on. It's a 165. Let's get the drive out. I did my first disassembly today of a Samsung Galaxy Tab 8, one of the ST M385s or something like that. I haven't really done that sort of model. I generally don't like doing tablets, but I was curious with this one. Anyway, it was wasn't too bad, especially considering that when I looked at the YouTube videos of how to disassemble this particular tablet, the one that was from another Australian, funnily enough, and they went in glass first, as in they just like put the glass down on the heater tablet plate and then sliced it off. It turns out that's not the right way to do it. Okay, what job code have I got here? 4235. 42305. Scratch the nose again. Get the battery out. Stuart, no, you're not invisible. Just bad luck of the draw. Sometimes I see people, sometimes I don't. Hey Stockholms, hey Paul, Hal, Neil Lerm. Sunny Cape. Neil as in Cape York. Or yeah. Which Cape? Then again, if you're saying sunny, it could be Cape York. Yeah, on top of Table Mountain. Cape Town, I meant. Cape Town. Ha! Some lighter exposure fix. Yeah, maybe. I've sort of got the lights down. Let's see what we can do for you all. It's kind of, the highlights are blowing out a bit here. Man, my nose is itchy. There's a fair bit of a wash on this board. I'm not sure what's caused that. Actually, you know what we'll do first? We'll plug it in and see how much current this thing draws. Hey Tommy Pants and Teresa, hey Sutter. We are fixing. I rarely entertain. Oh, come on. There we go. We get green light, 500. We get fan spin. Oh, don't tell me you're working. but we've fallen back to 160. This actually could be an interesting one. Yeah, it's staying steady at 160. Alright, this is different. Hey Jim Hook, how's it going? It's a bit late, I know, I'm sorry. Hope you're doing alright down there. Hey, Eric. Cape Town, South Africa. Oh, good. Yeah. Thank goodness I got that right, Neil. Even though I was saying Cape York. I'm sorry. I mean, come on. Give me a break. I was living in the Highveld all the time. And then to Cape Town was to go around the wineries, and then you never remember leaving Cape Town. You just wake up as you're back in the horrors of Johannesburg and wondering when you're going to go on your next wine tour. To be fair, I mostly was down there for the IT services for the hotels. I'm trying to remember what the hotel was that I worked on down there. I think it was the Commodore on the waterfront. Part of the Stocks and Stocks or Legacy Hotel Group, including the Michelangelo in Santon. That was fun. That was the highlight of my career, is bringing down the Michelangelo computer systems at midday on a Saturday when everyone's checking out and stuff. I was very popular after that. Wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything much. I just plugged another computer into the power board, and the power board just died and took out every other server that was on the UPS. Not my fault. Hey Crazy J. Hey Ahmed. Perth has lots of wineries, really? Huh. So there's so much that I don't know about the country of Western Australia. I actually wouldn't mind living in Perth. Get the feeling it's a pretty nice place. Alright, where's our T8 drive? You our T8? Yep, you our T8. I don't know if Adelaide's where they grow a lot of the stuff. I suppose, yeah, in the Barossa. If I went to Adelaide and to the Barossa, I'd probably go and visit Maggie. It's just a shame Simon isn't there at the same time. We're ready to come out now? Okay, we don't have any corrosion spots there, so it's going to be interesting. Well, I did fix the MSI. Well, I haven't finished fixing it, I just didn't have the connector anymore, but I've done the MSI. I'm just waiting now for the supply of a replacement charge port. I can't do anything without that port. I think maybe you're thinking of the Sony. That Sony can just rock. What would cause PP Bus G3 Hot to be 8.7? Yeah, that's actually going higher than normal. Not sure. And now we begin our investigation. It's 163. That's a very strange current level. It's not something I'm accustomed to seeing. We are getting some sort of activity because we do get green light on the MagSafe, but we don't get any backlight energizing. The Sony went to hell. Peter, I've been looking for a charge port. I've got 2 sources, but none of them are in Australia, which is a major pain. Okay, we've got a bit of dust on this backside, so that gives us some hope that we can find a nice little bit of corrosion. There we go. That'll be it. I swear at times they try to protect it with that piece of silicon trash, and that probably just causes more dramas than it saves. Okay, I always forget the exact function of it, so let's go and check it. Hey Sonia. Sorry, I've either got to get another screen for this computer or rearrange things. Or maybe both. Okay. So our little mischief maker is up here somewhere. This chap here. 1930. CPU, power good. Right. Well, I'll explain why it just sits there and does nothing. So ideally we should change that. And we should be all good again. Hey, Andrew Hughes. Let's get some flux into here. This is the sort of job that should make up the bulk of my daily work, not the bloomin' rabbit holes. At least that's what one dreams of. Yeah, it looks pretty ugly. Hey, Pablo. Well, I had a bit of disappointment today. I was expecting my ultrasonic cleaner to arrive in a week or so, but I noticed they snuck in an update on the shipping of the order. And now it's set to April 2, which is quite a long way away. It's a month and a bit. So I'm guessing that they did the old bait switch trick where they said they had one in stock, but they didn't really. And then as soon as I got my order, they all of a sudden, oh no, our stock's faulty. We'll have to order it from China, I'm sorry. It's like, you lying little SOBs. You never had one in the first place. I know you never had one because that's exactly the technique I would use. Oh yeah, the coronavirus is really making a mess of shipments. I just spent a whole bunch of money picking up as many reasonably priced iPhone replacement screens as I can get. And it's making a mess of my repair queue as well, because I need some parts from places like Union Repair. And just can't get a hold of them in a hurry. Demarage opened 2 disputes for the same. Oh, any luck with them? Or did they just sort of like laugh at you and take your money? Like, ha 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 ha, sucks to be you. So yeah, I think in future if I see one item in stock, I'll be like, nah. I'll be like, that's bait. You end up getting one for free. No, neat. Damn it, that one's taken. Someone keeps taking those chips. Can't possibly imagine why. What about you? You got one? Yeah, this has got one. It's the 3437, but it's the same chip underneath. They just put it under the bulb. So this would have been a more realistic thing. So they actually did it better on the earlier model. Actually, at least I'm 99.9% sure they use the same chip. It really shouldn't matter because the signaling should be the same. But maybe I shouldn't push my luck. I really need to get more storage containers so I can keep things like 165s and 3437s separate. Basically what I ideally want is one container per type of board. Something close to that. This probably doesn't have it either. Oh, it does. Cool. A little beaten up, but it should be okay. The way that moved so quickly makes me feel like I've actually put that on there from another board. Okay, still some flux that's just drifting around. Get rid of the hair that's attached. Okay, cutting out. I'm pretty sure it's the cable. This part here. I think it's being knocked too many times. I'm getting no drop frames on this end. Alright, so that's that side fixed. Let's have it else, another looky-loo. See if anything else got hit before I power it up. Probably wouldn't hurt for me to buy another one of these units, or at least get a replacement microphone. I don't know if I can get replacement microphones for this model. I would imagine I should be able to. But the question is, does anyone stock it to supply it to me? He's dead. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Leans out when you lean over the board a bit more. maybe it's tension on this white blah 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 line there. The other thing that it could be is that maybe I'm actually too close to the receiver. I have found for some reason that the receiver, its automatic gain control or whatever, doesn't seem to do a spectacularly good job, and it gets, well, it just saturates at times. One pad have corrosion on it next to the IC you just changed. Ahmed, you better be right, because now you're making me take this out again. There was one by the clock circuit, but I wasn't. That will come out with the ultrasonic. Let me see if you're talking about that one there. You talking about that one? Because that'll just come out in the ultrasonic. I couldn't really see anything else down here. Yeah, just come out in ultrasonic. And to make things worse, it was just a test pad. And not even a test pad with a veer on it, it was just a test pad spun off from some other line. Okay. First rule of live stream, don't take advice. Yes, it does appear to be that way sometimes. Oh great, now I don't get any fan spin. That's hilarious. Stuck at 21. Something went wrong. Try with everything disconnected. We do indeed have a tricky one. Could that chip have been a dud? So like I said, it did come off the board, the donor board, very easily. And the clock chip looks a little dirty. Oops. Focus is out. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, the clock chip looked a little dirty, but I don't think, yeah, it's just dust. I might swap that out, just in case. stolen from that one too. Looks like that's a part I'm going to have to start ordering explicitly. And stolen from there too. Flip's sake. Can't afford to be losing those things. Where'd you go, buddy? Where'd you go? Great. Is this you over here? Do you have the word P9 on you? You do indeed. That was fortunate. Yeah, I mean, it certainly was gone with the wind, but in this case I did give a damn. Oh, you gotta be... I think I found it again. It runs, I retrieve it. It runs, I retrieve it. Not sure why it's having a bit of a difficult time sticking down there. Oh, come on, come on, come on, that's not funny. At least it is going to exactly the same spot every time. It's like a guinea pig when you let them go. They run off to the same location. Well, not every time, but many times they do. I mean, that's what I did the first time, and that's why it blew away. Because I did push down to get rid of the excess solder. It's always nice when people tell you to do things that actually caused it in the first place. Yeah, Stuart, playing fetch for sure. Yeah, that's better. Finally. Rossman's airfield contains thousands of dollars worth of chips. Sure it would. Fortunately, because my filter is above me, it doesn't have a tendency of drawing in the chips. Now if this still doesn't work, I'm going to have to check the PCH. Especially after the other night. And for this, feel like a bit like Batman today because I've got a stiff neck and everything. Seriously? What the heck's going on with this one? Hmm. $30 milliamp, eh? Yeah, start checking some voltages. Interesting considering we got that. Glasses on. G3 hot. Okay, that's good and active. Looks like we've got PM Sleep S4L. I think it's that one. It's almost like the clock isn't running or something. Yeah, we're down on our 3v3 out of the RTC. Actually, now I'm questioning myself whether it's supposed to be 3 volts or 3.3 volts out of U1900. Because at this point I've only got 3. Yeah, so like this here, I always thought it was supposed to be 3.3. Do we get 32 kilohertz out of it? Yep, we do. It may be high enough, but the trouble is, it's like it should still be higher. Yeah, I mean, I know it's, well, that's a 10% variation, so it's certainly higher than normal, lower than normal. I mean, it's high enough to trigger, anyway, it should be 3.3. I could accept 3.2 maybe, but 3 is a little, no, wrong way around, Paul. 0.40. Well, I mean 3.09 is still 0.1 volt low. It's more a case of it's out of standard spec, which means, or could imply, that there's something drawing it down. So if we go over here, and this is these set of 4 resistors here is where it gets used quite a lot. Let's have a look at SPI ROM voltage. Anyway, it's just I don't normally see them that low for that circuit. Especially though it's not a high current circuit, so there's no reason it should be quite so low. The SPI ROM's 3. Hey Gregory W. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure exactly. It's something subtle. Alright, so we had corrosion on that. That's the only corrosion we could find, so let's see if... So let's go all in. Yep, great. I need to adjust this all-in thing. Yeah, that'll do. I think it's probably time I had to look at that PCH. If we're lucky, it's just the clock gen chip. If we're not lucky, it's the PCH. The clock gen chips do die, though I haven't had them die that way before. PCH does look okay-ish, other than the fact that it's got a few hairs around it. Resistance for 3V42, I'll have a look in a bit. I just want to visually check this PCH. Certainly nothing like the other night. There's a little scratch there. Oh no, it's a piece of junk. Alright, that passes the test for today. Resistance for 3V42 circuit. I do have PM Sleep S4L. Let's see, 3V42, 62K. I'm just going to put this back on so I don't lose the screws. Paul, how I put in a different model chip. It wasn't the same type. Because it was from 3437, not from another 165. And the thing is, in spite of changing the chip twice, we actually end up with the same result. So the original one was from a 165, and then we changed it. I see what you're saying, yeah. Maybe, yeah, you could be right there. I was thinking that, oh no, I thought that was the dot, but it was actually a piece of scum. What a life. That reminds me of life as a web designer, when you spend ages trying to fix a wayward dot on your web page, only to find out that it's actually a speck of crap on your monitor. Oh, that was an embarrassing one. Thanks, Paul. Guess it goes to show, clean your chips. Yeah, I hope it works too. Can't imagine too much drama would occur from this. Yeah, the RC might be dead, but I guess we'll have to go looking for some more of them. Funnily enough, still the same behaviour. A1466, 345. It's a little on the high side. But I mean, infinitesimally, sort of. Three point oh. 3.0. I'll change the clock chip. It's probably not that, but I'll change it. It's not the sort of behaviour you'd sort of expect from a failed chip, but you never know. Any 5 volt rails present. Scratch nose. And I'll plug in the chipmunk and see if it shows up anything. Bugs are starting to attack me. No, it doesn't look like we've got much in the way of 5 volt rails anywhere. Why can't you be smacked over to what? What now, Damaris? Yeah, beefy bus is definitely, like I said, we've got our one wire up. SMC's running. We're just stuck in a weird state. And I should be ignoring chat. You always make more mistakes when you listen to chat. I guess. That was violent. For the amount of flux, nah. That's going to go into the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm sponsored by Rossmann Group anyway. Oh god damn it, I got a bug crawling in between my sock and my leg. What are you doing, bug? Get out of there. Showing off my pearly whites. These are the iPhone bits. I don't want iPhone bits, I want MacBook bits. Where's my MacBook bits? Anything large like lights, I don't think I'd be shipping to here. 85, 550. Voltage regulators. Random SMCs that I'll probably never use ever again. More 8550s. I gotta stop mixing up old stuff and new stuff into this box. Just get some... I wanna get those... it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of stuff I wanna get. I've got all my manufacturing parts all nicely organised into boxes, but for stuff that I'm actually using, I just cram it all into here. Anyway, here we go. This is what I was after. PV bus, current sense present. I'll have a look in a bit. I'll just put a new clock chip on first, just to eliminate that. Reason why I am replacing it is because they are known to die. And it's a fairly simple chip to put on. See if we can get this one to fly away. It's a little skew. But it's tolerable. Wait 2 seconds. Catch up on chat. Hey Christian. How's the staging perform? Sound weird. Hey Jack Cutler. Yeah, the bugs ain't so much fun. Hey RDP. How's it going up there in the north today? Oh, we got a fan spin. Dun dun dun. Yeah, clock chip. Fancy that. And we got what looks like proper current. Now we're going to get activity here. Or have we got a dead CPU? We're looking for some green here. We got any green? We still don't have any green. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, we got a living CPU. So there you go. That was a clock chip. And that's when I get to go, nah, told yous. Only because I got lucky. And I could do with a win every now and then like that. It could have gone either way really. It could easily have been a dead something else. In this game it's a case of you try a million ideas, hopefully you pick the right one. And of course we've got to thank Paul for telling me that I'd turned the chip around the wrong way, slightly. A bit of luck. Yeah, I suppose it was a little bit. But still, I saw the 3 volts was down compared to 3.3. And it was either going to be the PCH or the CPU holding it down, or it was the generator itself that was the dud. And this time we got lucky and it was the generator. Okay. That's that one done. Which means we can now move to the next one. Clean up the desk a little bit, get rid of the trash. You want me to recheck 3.3? Alright. I'll do that. Except my CPU's exposed. You have no idea how uncomfortable I feel not having a heatsink on that die. So I am actually going to screw at least one on there. 2. I know I don't have to, but when you're an oldish fart and you've seen CPUs explode because they didn't have a heatsink on them, you do these things. .3, 3.5 at that. There you go. Alright, tomorrows. Unfortunately, because you've been here long enough, I'm willing to spend the extra 30 seconds to do that. To stop that gnawing, nasty, horrible, lack of closure feel biting into your soul. So yeah, I did that for you. RDP, I gotta ask, are you RDP because of remote desktop protocol or some other reason for using that prefix on your name? Unexpected wins? Oh, it wasn't unexpected. It was more like a might be a win, and it turned out to be in our favour, and it was. Hey Dan, how's it going? Alrighty, next one. Also 1466. Also no power. Also don't have a container for it. Blimey heck. I have ordered another 20 of these containers, but they've got to get here yet. Let's see. Let's see where I can steal one from. Stupid iPhone pieces. Why do I care about iPhones? Oh, that's right. They make me a lot of money. Haha. Let's throw these iPhone pieces into a pile of trash. Into the trash. And out of that, we have a nice clean container. But now we don't have enough magnets. Man. I know I've got a bunch of magnets somewhere. Suitable ones for this job, that is, as opposed to... I've got some rather monstrous magnets that are not suitable for the job. So like ones like this, which if I let go of is probably going to fly off to somewhere I don't want. And then these ones are still a bit too big. I just found some disc ones down there. I must admit, I'm not happy with the quality of these disc magnets that I bought. In terms of their magnetism, they're great, no problem. But the problem is that the coating on them is very brittle. It just chips off. Whereas, and they've got this sort of slightly dull coat to them. Whereas the good ones, like this, have a much shinier coat and it's a lot more durable. Like I can let them hit each other and they don't chip off quite as badly as that other one. So I might have to buy another 100 or 200 or 1,000 of those ones, but with a better quality finish on them. Hey Tony W. Yeah, the Sony needs to go in the bin too, but I've got to get approval for that first. RDP Research and Development Pursuit, that's your business name. Oh, right, research. Oh, right, I get it. Self-referential. Yeah, definitely can't complain when you get 1466's in. Or 1278s, things like that. Stuff that becomes your bread and butter income. Like putting on screen replacements for iPhone 6s, 6S's, things like that. Hey Nick Basie. Rob Graham, the new cases are actually in Australia, so thankfully no delay there. They just got to get packed and shipped. My supplier has started... They were originally always an overnight, but lately it's become a 2-day affair. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's getting a bit frustrating. A lot of Australia suppliers seem to be doing that. It's a bit annoying. Anyway, battery out. I can see some spluttering and stuff down here. I'm not happy seeing that. Let's get a sticker on the drive. What is this one? $4232. $4232. What? That doesn't make sense. The other one should have been. Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. My brain. Hey Nassim. I'm not sure what the battery capacity are. I think they're like 3.5, 4 amp hour. No, my bad. 7150 milliamp hour. So that's a fairly decent capacity. This is another 165 board. Actually, let's plug it in and see what happens first. Green light, fan spin, 500. Not getting any energizing on the screen yet. No, we energized. This thing's working. Which leads to trouble. And I've got, you probably can't see it, but I did have CPU activity. Oh god, what sort of trouble are you? Yeah, this is definitely up and running. So it's going to be more complicated than the last one. Bent like a banana. No, yeah, it's very fractionally, but we're talking about 0.5 millimeter across this. This is what I was talking about, the spluttering, and this is my concern. So that's got to come from somewhere. Something's been chewing at it. So what we might have is corrosion on the other side, bugs, and just through the process of shipping, it's made the corrosion crack and perhaps work again. Certainly something's been having a bit of a meal on this. So we'll take the board out and have a look. Hey Dave Finlay, sodomizer there. Well, I've got no drop frames yet. Can't blame me. Now some bugs get into this stuff all the time. Entirely normal. Okay, no one's pulled this apart yet because the little foam sticker got stuck. It's nice when you can tell if someone's already been here and messed around with things. To be fair, there's no harm in a previous tech being in here. The problem is though when people have messed around with things. I think repair people should try to live by the same sort of mantra that doctors live by, which is the do no harm type mantra. but a lot of people seem to rather live by the notion of do everything you can imagine and more until it effectively is so dead that even the ground rejects it. And then hand it off to another tech and say, I didn't do anything to it. I have to get better at my advertising game, my marketing, get more attention, get more jobs coming directly to me, or at least going to people who aren't trying to fix these things unless they are actually reasonably experienced techs, and even if not so much experienced, but if they're techs that take care. This is a different container to my normal sort. I just noticed that. It's got this... There should be some slots there. If you get a tech that's takes care of the equipment and realizes, okay, I don't know what else I can do here. I don't want to do any damage, and then they just walk away from it and leave it in a reasonably intact state, then that's great. There's no problem. But it's when you get the people that just butcher everything, do things like reflow the PCH or reflow the SMC while it's still got the edge bonding on it. Just all those sort of things. They're the sort you really don't want messing around. Better to walk away from a job early rather than too late. Yeah, okay, I can see corrosion already, just with my naked eye, just here. Becoming an influencer, yeah, I'll try. Not quite there yet. I'm sort of missing a couple of zeros after my subscriber count. In this case, yes, the previous tech probably had 6 legs, maybe even 8, but more than likely 6. I know I saw corrosion. Okay, we've got one little spot of corrosion there, but I saw a bigger one over here. Yeah, here we go. So this is over by our Allsys Power Good area. And we've taken out... Oh, that just came right off. So that's probably why it worked a little bit and then didn't work. Worked a little bit, then didn't work. Because it was ready to come off. Good to see that my prediction turned out to be true. And we've got all this corrosion we're going to have to deal with. We have to... debride this area. I like taking a guess at what's going on with these boards before opening them up. Oh wow, this is everywhere. There's a big insect at a bad party. Must have been going to college. Must have been a hazing ritual. No, where's my microscope? What happened to my microscope? Oh man, I need to upgrade this system. I need to upgrade it to something like an i7 with... or maybe I should put some extra USB ports in it. Because I think what's happening is I've got a clash. I don't have enough USB channels. I've got enough ports, but I don't think I've got enough channels. And so every now and then the cameras fight with each other. Okay, and it was this one here, this resistor that came just straight off, and we've got a broken link there. Alrighty. This is what you live for. Nice. Alright, let's see what that was actually for. just buy the all-assist power good. Must be that one there. And that's for 5 years. Okay, so, yep, that's an important one. Not to mention the fact that the track is broken. The bug would have gotten in there, died, and then it itself probably became mummified and blew out of the exhaust, but its juices stayed around and left it. Well, the juices were its legacy. I get a feeling that trace is going to need a fair bit more work. No, maybe not. Switch over to the X-Acto. Yeah, I'll be using the green thing. Actually, the other way is I can just pin it to the end of the parts. Well, I probably will just do it on the track. It's nice not to have to pin parts, or use the part as... Get this off here. Because then when you want to move the part, you have to redo the trace, the wire. Okay. So this is the sort of job that you should see coming into the shop on a fairly routine basis. Most of the jobs should be something like this. Not one in every 10 or 20. Just do this whole area like that. Test pad. This was not a test pad. That was a resistor pad. And I want a 100 ohm resistor, and it's a 201 size. 100, 201. Oh. Damn it, I have to use the... Oh, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. I'll just take it from the donor board. That really was a bit stupid. I mean, that is why we have donor boards. So we don't have to run around. So this is the resistor, and this here is the pad that's vanished. Kind of curious I got into an SO state to spin the fan. It was certainly marginal. Actually, what I might do in this case... Give me a click beetle. I don't want to hurt you. Get out of here. Little miniature click beetles. Get here. Come on. Come on, shoot. What I'm going to do, now that I've lost where I was, wow, I'm lost. Oh, there I am. Rather than putting it there, I'm just going to scratch this trace back here and slide the resistor down a bit. And that way I don't have to have the resistor just floating in midair. I'm hanging on to only the wire that I'm going to put across. You'll see what I mean. Like that. Teresa, no good, your bitcoins have dropped. I've got my LTC, mind you, I bought my LTC at around about 35, so I'm still ahead, but I'm just holding on. These tweezers are just generic, honestly. Absolutely nothing at all special about them. The closest thing I've came to finding is the Vetus hyperfine ones. The Vetus ones are a little bit finer, but it's a pretty close approximation. So I think the SSJPs were it? Yeah. Yeah, so like that's the Vetus SSJPs and this is mine. These were originally a bit longer, but I've been grinding down the tips as they wear out. But in terms of spring feel, the Vetus are a little bit weaker. It's the closest I've come at the moment to finding something that physically, in terms of shape, is close enough. These are somewhat more durable though, they do seem to be made out of a tougher steel. I really do not recall where I got them from. The Vetus ones I got from Union Repair, but they all seem pretty generic. A lot of them do have a tendency of being too soft though, I will definitely say that. And these are fairly normal tweezers that you get, and you can see the huge difference in the tip sizes and thicknesses. And these are the iPhone ones that I get from Union Repair now. As soon as they open up again, damn it. As in Union Repair opens up. Need to order myself another 5 before they run out and never stock them again. I need some leaded solder on that end point. I've never known where I got these ones from. The black ones. All the others I do, but for a long time I've been on the search for the black ones, but I've never truly remembered where I got them from. Okay, so that should be a fairly secure link now. Oh, that's an interesting speck of crap. Let's see if we can find anything else on this board that the bugs have had a party on. But yeah, certainly the bugs are pretty busy, chewing away on everything. Can't imagine it was good for their health. Could explain why they melted. There was that little speck of corrosion down here. Oh, 1181 for failing hard drive. Holy moly, yeah, that'd be a while. Let's see. So was that a speck of corrosion or was that just random? No, it definitely looks like corrosion. It probably isn't severe, but I'm going to replace that anyway. And make sure I get it in the right orientation, of course. Even though it's... Wow, did you see that? I just vaporized. What are these things? Oh, gross, it stinks. Okay. Nasty. These are surprisingly hard to get off these things. Yeah, whatever it is that these bugs have left around is quite combustible, or... Have to be careful, that could actually get into the SMC. And that looks like a salt crystal or something. Let's try burn that and see what happens. Could actually be salt. No. Oop, it's gone now. Probably was salt. Salt and bugs. Yummy. Hey Rob Graham. Hey Ruggers, it's probably some sort of roach. I'm not sure which one, but it's something. Sure it'll be cleaned up in the ultrasonic though. Hopefully. There is corrosion under the SMC. Just spotted that. Damn. Looks like we'll be doing an SMC. Fortunately, the roaches on this one aren't so bad. I have had a couple where I've basically just closed them up and sent them back. But this one's not too bad. Let go. We're going to have to see how far that corrosion's gone in on that SMC. Okay, that corrosion is coming out through the little grid or bond wires, so it probably will have to come out, because otherwise what's going to happen is, even if it works now, in a few months or something it's probably going to stop working. Which is unfortunate, because I was kind of hoping just to finish up on what we've got now. Hey, Nuts and Proud. Good. Your fur kid's watching. Awesome. Still, everybody loves watching an SMC. The 4SDR, probably because that would be a pain in my butt, and I really have no interest in Twitch. I've seen what 1 million followers of Rossman gets on Twitch, and it's, yeah, I don't see any reason to go on Twitch at all. I mean, if Rossman with 1 million people only gets about 20 or 30 people on Twitch, I'm really not liking my chances. I suppose you could debate with Twitch that you say, well, that's 20 or 30 people you wouldn't get otherwise. Maybe. I am looking for my run of solder. Ah, underneath the board. Hey, Prater. No, to me that would just be false. It'd just be a false thing to do. I mean, I suppose you could debate then that, well, you want to verify that the board actually works. But, except when I see the corrosion going in on those edge grid pins, I really don't. I may as well just go for this full complete replacement, and SMCs don't bother me much. I know some people hate doing them, but I don't mind them. To give you an idea of the scale differences between MacBooks and iPhones, this same wick mostly will wick the width of most chips on the iPhone, compared to, say, here on the MacBook, where the SMC is a good 3 or 4 thick, the widths. It's a good looking set of pads. And we've got to find ourselves a donor. Yep, I do love that hot air wicking. It does a great job. Okay, 3437, nope. No SMC, no SMC. Please be a 165 with an SMC. You're a 165 with an SMC. Hallelujah. Hey Pianov, how's it going? Pianov, we're back into the realm of where we feel comfortable again. Well, I feel comfortable again. You're perfectly comfortable in all the PC stuff, I know. This has got that newer edge bonding where it's a lot tougher to get off. Just tried to use my new hot air station for the first time. Couldn't get to take off a big 332 volt cap. What sort of cap was it? It was one of those electropolymer ones. Chances are the reason being is because there's a massive ground plane that is taking up all your heat. Even tiny parts can really mess you up. Like there are, let's see, where is it? Like trying to get this and this cap off can be quite a task on these boards. All the heat just gets sucked right up in around here. Alright, let's get this SMC off. It really is a shame that we can't program these yet. It's one board less of SMCs. Let's get all our reballing equipment and get underway. Let's see. Soaking wet holder. Still got to get my CNC machine one of these days. But unfortunately, when you're trying to save up for a deposit on a house, you can't really afford to go spending money on things like that, even if you know it'll probably make you money. So, clear up the mess on here. Well, Farnell, that'd be a task that you'd probably be good at taking on. Writing a whole new SMC firmware from scratch. Right up your alley. What is the black icy brush use? Calvin, it actually came from a generic PCB holder. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. There. This is what it came from. Just one of those generic ones, and it's an insert board that goes in there. And it just happens to be that it fits an SMC very nicely. Oop, damn it. Yeah, I think motivation and time are the things that in life generally run out faster than you want. I'm just drying off the chip best I can, trying to get the flux off it. Because when I do this reball process, I don't want anything like flux and whatever bobbling up out of it. Because more often than not, that is what ruins the whole reballing process with these. So we've got a ball stuck in there. Now we've got two. That FCC is slightly bent. Pretzel stencil. that should do. Get some Captain tape. If I could get consistent supply of dry paste or paste, if I could consistently make the paste the right dryness that I need, I would use paste. But since I have a supply of balls and this technique works very well consistently for me, then that's why I stick with this. Because I certainly can do paste. I mean, I used to do paste all the time. But I just found using this technique with the balls works very well, so I'm happy with it. Okay, now to get some balls. We use 0.35s for this. Hey, rat mole. 0.3 is too small. If you use 0.3 on these particular stencils, you'll end up with 2 balls in a hole. A little too more than you want. And if you 0.4 won't fit, it'll be too big. So 0.35 makes the nice balance. I'm just putting paper towel down simply because I want to be able to collect up the excess balls so they don't run around on my desk and get in my sandwiches and whatnot when I'm eating. Just kidding, I don't really eat on here. I don't think I could ever handle eating on my workshop bench like this. I'd be way too paranoid about ingesting something that I shouldn't. Alright, now we didn't get as many in as I normally do when I just roll them with my fingertip, but oh well. The balls seem a little more inclined to stick to the blade tonight. Okay. Maybe I need to wash the blade. Okay, let's try that again. Wow, that's really actually a very miserable success rate on the insertion of those balls. Most times when I do this, I have maybe 3, perhaps 4 that I have to manually insert, not 10 or 20 like this one. I wonder if it's the glove that's different. Normally I use a thicker neoprene glove, and I've switched over to these thinner ones. Maybe the static behavior is different. Hello, bug. Go away, bug. Because this is a huge amount of balls that I'm having to redo. I got a cough. Sorry about that, everyone. Maybe I didn't start out enough. And every time I think I'm getting near the finish, I realise there's another block of 3 or 4 that I've got to get through. So I do apologise. I think that's them all. Yep, that looks good. Okay, now we can brush off the excess. Warren, what do you expect from me? You expecting me a responsible human being or something? Okay, for this we go 420 on the temperature and down to about 28, 30 on the air. We just want to take it easy. We don't want them jumping out. We just want to deform the balls. We heat them up till they melt a bit. And they start deforming. Like that. And you quickly go along and drop in a bit of flux all over. And watch out for the ones that you accidentally pull out, like that. I have no idea where you came from, buddy. There you are. Need the tweezers. The electrostatic hold doesn't work so well once you've got flux dominating. Alright, now when we do it, hopefully I haven't botched it up because I messed around with that other one. They shouldn't jump out, they should just, except they're going to jump out because I botched around for too long. Yep. Crap. Okay, we'll just let the heat come off and... Well, so much for that going how I wanted to. I should have just ignored that ball and gone on with my normal process and replaced it separately. Instead, what I've done is just messed up the whole sequence. As it is, I've just ruined it anyway. And they're down, except this one here. Okay. Well, it didn't go quite to plan, but I'm pretty sure we got them all. No, Nicole, like I said before, it depends on the mood. Sometimes the paste... I've been doing paste for a long time before, and I just prefer to use balls nowadays. This was just an example of how it's not always going to work out exactly as you plan. I say pick whatever works for you, whatever mood you're in. Use both techniques as you want. There's no real right or wrong. The only real right or wrong is believing that there's only one way to do it. And that looks pretty much damn perfect to me. We'll just give them another reflow. Make sure they're all sitting down. And they're good. And that philosophy, I think, applies to everything. I think there's too many people on the internet. Like, you see videos made by people saying, this is the only way to do it, you gotta do it, this is the best way. And yeah, it's best is a very subjective term. And there's a lot of ways of doing things in most cases. Don't go attacking people. Oh man, I left the Wi-Fi card in that? No, that was a dumb thing to do. Oh well. Yeah, not saying you were attacking anyone. I was just saying, just sort of it's a point that comes up moderately often, and I like to try and let people know that there's no harm in finding that they prefer to do it one way versus another when everyone else says they should do it a different way. I'm not a fan of too much flux for this process. Now the Wi-Fi will be fine. It's just more a case of it's something I normally do remove as habit. Let's check, see if we can get any visual on those balls, the alignment. We can't because there's... That's good enough. You don't want it perfect anyway. The reason why you don't want it perfect is because when you want to be able to see that the chip jumps back into place, into alignment. And if you have the pills perfectly in the center of the pads, you're not going to see that happen. And so you could spend forever heating the chip, just like me when I'm still stuck on the iPhone level. Far out. You're lucky. Very lucky, actually. That's why I don't like too much flux. Christian's decided to grow up today, has he? What are you doing, moth? What are you doing? Oh, great. I've got moth bits everywhere. Get out of here. Maybe I should just let them burn up. It's going to stink. Which is not going to matter to anyone else out there. It will matter to me. That is not self-aligned yet. Something's gone wrong. It feels like it's off by a row. I think it jumped down one row. No, that's good. I'm just losing my mind. That's also good. Hello, Wi-Fi card. It honestly just doesn't look square to me for some reason. Oh well. Maybe I'm just getting tired. It really didn't look square to me. Yeah, optical illusion for sure. Almost midnight. 13 minutes to go. Let's see if we can still see that corrosion on the edge of the original SMC. I think that's where it was. Yeah, that's it there. Yeah, that's pretty crusted on corrosion there. You can see it's penetrated through the layers. It was a good call to take that off. It was no good, that one. I'll put this into my test chassis since the board's a little bit soaked up with flux and stuff. Save me messing up the customer's housing. What's the matter? Where don't you want to go in? Fan. We'll put a Mojave boot stick into that. Oh, you Mojave or you're something else? No, you're something else. Ah, doesn't matter, we'll just go for a... Ah, great, now I got nothing. Spin for a split second and then nothing. Seriously? You're gonna do that to me? Oh, now. No, wait, I'm up. Do you think that SMC isn't in right? I think I might have to reball it. See if we get a blinking folder or anything. I wonder what's going on there. Oh, I know why. Alright. You guys have got 30 seconds to tell me why that didn't come up properly originally, why it was confusing me. What did I forget to do? Now the USB thing's allowed to be in. I'll turn on the light. No, SMC reset is not it. No. Carbon, I think, has found it. Yes. This. Without that, you don't get the signaling from the SMC to the MagSafe. Alright. And now we've got a green light and a proper startup. Just trying to find a boot system that I can use. This should be fine. No, you don't need to. It was throwing me off because I wasn't getting an SM's, the green and orange light. And the current behavior was slightly different. Should hopefully come up for Mac system soon. Soon. Come on. For some reason, this particular external... Yeah, you little mongrel. For whatever reason, I have to hold Option down for this particular setup. Let's do that again. Oh, Jack, believe me, I prefer to do MacBooks any day over PCs. At least I can get the data for what I need to repair in most cases. And getting access to the main boards is much easier. Come on, you gonna come up? Yeah, for some reason this doesn't like this high Sierra sometimes. Or it will appear, but like 2 or 3 minutes later. I'm not sure. What's that? Internet recovery? No. And this is a 165, so the MRI doesn't work properly on it. That's okay. Let's try the boot stick in it. And we'll just need a privacy filter. Privacy. Turn off the lung saver. Oh, Jack, you're a car person. Oh, yeah. Okay, this hasn't exactly booted yet either. Not sitting in properly. Slightly. That's right, that speaker's dead. Try that one. There probably won't be a bong on this, or if there is, it's too soft for me to hear, because my test chassis has a broken speaker. Okay, we've got an Apple logo, a bug. So much for privacy filter. Mouse works. Yep, that works. That's a goodie. And off button works too. Awesome. Wait for it to properly shut down. Takes a while sometimes after you turn off the computer for it to actually turn off. Oh well, that's it. Okay, we're done for tonight. It's midnight. Time for me to... there we go. Time for me to pack it up. Go and get some R&R. So that I'm ready to take on tomorrow, which probably will not have as pleasant jobs as these two have been tonight. They've been good sports, these two. I'll have to go and get ultrasonic cleaned, of course. Oh, may as well take out that. That's the fan of the customer's fan, so I better give them back. Take the Wi-Fi off. No ice cream tonight. No, I forgot to buy some. I will instead be having vanilla yogurt with blueberries, raspberries, and a touch of full cream. And what happens with that is it gives the and also crumble in some oat bar or something like that, and it creates a fake cheesecake. When you have the tang of the yogurt along with the touch of the cream, really a small amount of cream, it just makes you think that you're eating cheesecake, but it's healthy cheesecake. I better take off the heatsink too, since it's going to go straight into the ultrasonic. Alright, that is all ready to go, which is great. So there we have 2 machines and 2 repairs, so it was good. I'm glad I took that SMC off. If I hadn't, goodness knows what else could have happened. So, pays to do these things a bit. So, let's see. Alright, I think everybody's aware I'm going off to bed. That's great. Wait, before you go, what? Rafael Prado? Oh, drop out, he's talking to everyone else. Alright. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Who knows? Depends if the dingoes and the bunyips let me out. But otherwise, you all take care. I'll see you next time. Catch you later.